Hey, Crystal Maiden here for part 16, which ends off the dark story.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Legend has it with all 7
I like this one.
The power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. Oh my.
Has this been playing all along?
So that was your plan from the very beginning. Or was it a direct order from the president?
Rouge's theme here kind of makes the scene comedic, which kind of is. And how did you find out she was a spy?
So you did your homework.
She says, like, you're that government spy, Rouge the Bat. I don't think they would be that honest and open about, like, he did his homework on her, but how did he find out about her being a spy in the first place? And how did he know that there's a spy called Rouge the Bat? She introduces herself to Eggman.
Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
This is Dr. Eggman. I have found all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Shit. Someone's trying to get the Eclipse cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No
Even your
doubt.
memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow. And I will fulfill my promise to Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
I love that cutscene. I love how it goes from having Rouge's theme playing in their comedic bickering to silence, to immediately draw attention to the fact that the tone is completely shifting. And Rouge holds up a newspaper showing the prototype of the ultimate life form, the Bio-Lizard, which you're going to be seeing later on. Like, a lot of people like to say that the Bio-Lizard came out of nowhere as a villain, but it was very clearly shown in Rouge's newspaper. And there's actually an entire article written on the newspaper. I think I'm going to show that in the movie description later on. But yeah, I just love how Shadow's theme plays after that silence. Which makes sense because it involves Shadow. And it's a term for the more dramatic. And then it goes into the more sad part of Shadow's theme as Eggman starts talking to him. And another thing I love is that Shadow says that even though his memories might not be real, he doesn't care because all he cares about is fulfilling his promise to Maria. It's such a stark contrast from later games where he has amnesia and he's wondering who he is. He's like, who am I? But in this game, even though his memories might not be real, he's still Shadow. And it makes sense that she brought up the whole your memories might not be real thing because, I mean, come on, do you really think that Maria, a sweet and innocent little girl, wants Shadow to destroy the world? No. So the story is heavily implying here that Gerald did something to Shadow's memories in order to make it so that his memories are not entirely real. Although, in his flashbacks to Maria, we never actually see Maria saying, I want you to destroy the world for me, Shadow. No, the memory just cuts out before it can play all of Maria's speech. So it's not really that his memories aren't real. It's just that his real memories were kind of cut out, so he couldn't remember all of it, and he thought it just ended there. Although it is kind of confusing how Gerald was able to actually how Gerald was able to do that to Shadow's memories in the first place, when he had so little time to do it. I'm surprised I actually managed to find this during the actual playthrough without a guide. This is the Mystic Melody, and because of bullshit, it's completely necessary to complete the 3rd missions of every level with every character. Although I do like how the whole it creating warps thing means that you get to go through part of the level that you never actually got to before. Like, you see different parts of the level design. I like that. But it's tedious having to get the Mystic Melody with every single character. Final Chase is a really annoying level. Like, I definitely prefer Final Rush to this. And it's because of these green tubes right here. There's so many times when I've suddenly been flung off them for no reason. Or, like, I was jumping on them, and suddenly I was jumping too far away from them for them to catch me in their gravity again. I mean, I like how you can do shortcuts like that. Like, there's actual spin dash jump opportunities and stuff. Like, you spin dash and then jump at the top of the slope, and you can actually skip some of the level. But for some reason, you can't get into a spin dash on top of these green tubes. Is that a glitch? I don't know why that happens. I mean, I'm glad I was able to skip using them. But yeah, these green tubes are a really infamous part of the level. That was kind of humorous. This is a level that goes on for far too long, and the green tubes are really not all that fun. I mean, I just fell off the one that I fell on before. These things are kind of glitchy. They have some wonky collision detection. You're supposed to constantly hold up on them so that you'll be always going up them as you run around them. They're kind of like the tubes in Launch Base Zone, only they suck because they're in 3D. So, like, you keep holding up here, but it's really better to just constantly jump so that you stay on the very top of the tube and don't have your character going out of your sight and risk dying. Oh, that was awkward. You just sent the dash pad sent straight into the wall. And then all of a sudden the camera is facing the wrong way. And the same rules for Final Rush are present here. Every time you're in a room like that, you should probably jump into the central blue tile hole and not the left or right ones. This is a pretty annoying section. I've had bad memories with dying to this. You need to get over to the hangar, but look! I jumped and suddenly I died, even though the gravity of the tube should have sucked me towards it. They did not properly program these tubes to account for how high you could jump. And that was annoying. I do like the theme song of this place. It's pretty cool. Pretty space-like and badass. Although it's another theme that sounds the best when it's in the context of the level that you're playing. Shadow only has 4 levels in the whole entire game, which is the smallest amount of any character in all of the game. Which just goes to show you how Shadow was just thrown in there last minute. I had such trouble with this part.
Here we go.
Because it wasn't until later that I found out that I got the idea, oh, you can actually jump far enough that you can homing attack to the spring and get to the goal ring that way. When I first played this level, and the first couple times I played this level, I didn't really get the idea to do that. I didn't think that I was able to jump far enough to hit that spring. So I got stuck there for a while. And in the Dark Story version of the cutscene, it doesn't actually explain why Sonic was able to survive, which is stupid. It's just withholding information that you're going to find out anyways because you have to beat both stories to unlock the last story. Like, I did not cut out anything in that cutscene. I just skipped it normally. So, this is basically the same boss fight. It's complete with Sonic using Chaos Control instead of Shadow, which is really weird because Sonic hates using Chaos Control. And it's not just because he's all woozy from not being used to teleportation, because that was the first and only time he'd ever done that. I guess he does it again, but I'm pretty sure that this whole him using Chaos Control thing isn't actually canon, because Sonic prefers to run. He doesn't like using Chaos Control if he doesn't have to. And if you get far enough from Sonic he'll use Sonic Wind against you, where he basically sends out blue wind that hurts you, apparently. I'm not really sure how wind could hurt you all by itself rather than just blowing you off of the narrow platform, but whatever. Yeah, that's what happens if you try to homie attack him when he's running away from you. Which is stupid because the homie attack should be a lot faster than that. Yep, there's Sonic Wind. And it's not like he just runs in a circle in a blue blur and creates the tornado like in Sonic Heroes. It just appears magically. Sonic Wind isn't really an ability that shows up ever again. And why didn't Rouge take the Chaos Emeralds out of the... I mean, wasn't that her entire mission in the first place? And she obviously didn't buy Shadow's threat to kill her if she did, because Shadow saved her life earlier. So why did she just leave the Chaos Emeralds there? I guess she just trusted Sonic to fulfill the mission for her. And you might think that this is a non-canon ending, but look at this. Look at the warning sign right here. This is exactly where the last story picks off. And the reason that I personally believe that the Dark story ending is canon is multiple reasons. One is that Eggman gets a defense upgrade for his mech, which makes it harder to kill him. Tails never gets a defense upgrade. If Eggman has higher defense, then he has a higher chance of winning. And Tails was angry. He wasn't thinking straight. As far as he knew, he just watched Sonic die. So it makes sense that he wouldn't be able to beat Eggman when it comes to intelligence because he would be too angry to really think straight. And more importantly, in a later game in Shadow the Hedgehog, which is canon to the main series by the way, they used the Eclipse Cannon. The Eclipse Cannon was used twice, and one of those was when Black Doom shot the White House with the Eclipse Cannon. And you might think, okay, well maybe that's a what-if scenario. Maybe that's not actually canon. But later, Shadow uses the Eclipse Cannon to destroy all of the Black Arms aliens that were threatening the world. He needs to use the Eclipse Cannon to save the world. Would Gun repair the Eclipse Cannon? I don't think so. In the Hero Story's ending, Sonic used the fake emerald successfully to destroy the Eclipse Cannon. And so, Shadow wouldn't have been able to use the Eclipse Cannon in Shadow the Hedgehog to save the world. It's pretty obvious that the Dark story ending is the canon one, because otherwise it would have created a massive plot hole later on. But anyways, the Dark story definitely has the better story of the two stories. That's redundant. I just love how there's always a mystery going on, like surrounding Shadow. When you first play this game, when you first experience the story, at first you think that Shadow is just some evil version of Sonic and he's bland and cliche. But then you learn that he actually has a backstory to him that makes him pretty sympathetic and interesting. And there's always this mystery going on. And not just surrounding Shadow, it's also surrounding Rouge, because it's only later that you find out that she's working for Gun, and that she's actually researching Project Shadow. Shadow and Rouge are what make the Dark story so appealing to me. Like Rouge, I love her character humor. Like I love how she's teasing everyone all lightheartedly, and yet people aren't a joke for that. And Shadow creates a lot of intrigue and makes me feel something, you know, I feel sorry for his tragic backstory. And he has good reason for wanting to destroy the world. In every version of the game, the in-game screenshots from the tutorial and credits are from the Dreamcast version of SA2. This is pretty noticeable because there's lots of things different about the GameCube version and beyond. Like the controller graphics and the exclamation point that is utterly useless. The screenshots have Dreamcast exclusive quirks in them, like the altered posters in the background cityscape, the arc screen saying danger when it's supposed to be saying warning, and inscriptions on the backs of the mechs, which is especially noticeable with the Eggman insignia at the back of the Eggwalker, as well as the name Ivo written on it. Or is it pronounced Evo? That's supposed to be his first name, which is pretty weird.
The military's top-secret weapon, Project Shadow, was stolen from a military base located on the deserted island in the southern seas. This incident increased worldwide terrorist activities. Sonic the Hedgehog was arrested. The adventure for truth leads to the incidents that shock the entire world. The story takes our hero Sonic from the Earth and into outer space. Sonic Adventure 2, Hero Side Story. Farewell, Sonic.
Again, another well-constructed movie trailer.
The ultimate life form. Chaos control.
Desperation.
Supersonic.
Tears.
Untamed power. Chaos Emerald.
Professor Gerald, the truth about 50
end
years
of
ago.
everything.
Sonic Adventure 2, last episode. Wishes are eternal.
Yeah, they don't actually show you the movie trailer to the story that you already beat. So, you get cheated out of seeing the hero story trailer. And I think by worldwide terrorist activity, they meant Eggman and his blowing up a prison island. That was kind of weird. But anyways, I'm ending things off with the theme of Team Dark from Sonic Heroes. So enjoy!
A shadow of myself, just who am I? Scattered horizons, a tragic mystery. You could have left me here, suicide thought. No one would ever know the chaos control. My true identity, the power that is me.